All right, if you're a creator or an entrepreneur, you know the grind. But what if you could package up your expertise and sell it, literally, while you sleep? Today, we're going to break down the exact roadmap to launch your very first digital product and build a business that actually works for you.
I mean, let's get real for a second. Does this sound familiar to you? That feeling of always being on, the entire weight of your business just sitting squarely on your shoulders? It is an absolutely exhausting reality for so many solo business owners.
And look, you are definitely not alone in this. This quote from a fellow entrepreneur on Reddit just hits the nail on the head, right? Burnout is sneaky, and that advice to just take a break feels, well, almost laughable when you're the one and only person keeping the lights on. But what if you could actually break that cycle of trading your time directly for money? This right here is where digital products completely change the game. Just imagine creating something valuable once. An ebook, a set of templates, a workshop, and having it generate revenue for you again and again and again, even while you're sleeping. That's the promise we're going to dive into today.
Okay, so before we jump into the how, let's really dig into the why. What makes this business model so incredibly powerful? Let's take a look at the promise of building a business around digital goods.
This is the answer. This is how you tackle that burnout problem head on. With digital products, your overhead is practically zero. We're talking no inventory, no shipping headaches. You have a global audience from the second you launch. And because the delivery is instant and automated, the potential to scale is, well, truly infinite. This is the foundation of a business that doesn't demand every single second of your day.
All right, so you're on board with the why. Now comes the big question. What could you actually create and sell? Let's get into finding an idea that's not just good, but one that's actually profitable.
And listen, you do not need to be some kind of tech wizard here. Are you a great photographer? Boom, sell stock photos. Are you super organized? Sell Notion templates. A whiz with design? Canva templates are huge. You can even productize a service you already offer, selling it as a fixed price package instead of just trading your hours for dollars. The key is to monetize a skill that you already have.
This is so important. You don't have to guess what to create. Your audience is literally telling you already. What are the questions they ask you over and over again? What problems are they always talking about in your comments or DMs? That's not just noise. That is your market research served up on a silver platter.
But hold on. Before you spend a single minute building anything, you have to validate it. Make sure people will actually pay for it. First, don't guess. Just ask your audience directly what they're struggling with. Second, use a free tool like Google Trends and see if people are actively out there searching for solutions. And third, take a look at your competitors. You're not looking to copy them. You're looking for a gap, something they're missing that only you can provide.
Okay, you've got a validated idea. Now it's time to build. But listen, the goal here isn't perfection. It's momentum. Let's talk about how to create your product fast and price it for maximum profit.
This right here might be the single most important piece of advice in this whole thing. So many creators get stuck for months, even years, trying to build the perfect product, and then they launch to the sound of crickets. The best strategy is to get a simple version out there quickly, get real feedback from paying customers, and then make it better. Seriously, action beats perfection every single time.
And look, building fast just means using the tools you probably already know. You don't need fancy, expensive software that takes 6 months to learn. Free tools like Canva for your designs, Notion for your templates, or Audacity for audio are more than powerful enough to create a super high-value product that people will gladly pay for.
Okay, let's talk about pricing, because this is one of the biggest levers you have for profitability. Most beginners fall into the same trap, cost-based pricing. They think, well, this took me 10 hours, so I'll charge this much. Don't do that. The profitable way is value-based pricing. You don't price based on your effort, you price based on the result you deliver to your customer. How much is that transformation worth to them? That's your price.
Let me give you a perfect example of this in action. A creator named Ashley Renee started out selling cheap keto cookbooks, but then she launched a $67 workshop on how to monetize TikTok. See, she wasn't selling a 90-minute video. She was selling a result. She was selling her customers the potential to earn thousands. That is the power of pricing for the result.
All right, you've got your product, you've got your price. Now for the really exciting part, making that first sale. Let's break down the exact system you need to turn total strangers into happy customers.
To make this happen consistently, you need something called a sales funnel.
And I know, it sounds super technical, but it's not. It's really just a simple, automated system that guides someone on a journey, building trust along the way. Think about it. Research shows that 96% of people who visit your site aren't ready to buy right away. A funnel is how you nurture them until they are.
So a really basic funnel has just 4 parts. It all starts with awareness, where you attract people with great free content. Then you capture their interest by offering something valuable, like a checklist or a guide, in exchange for their email. That kicks off the consideration phase, where an automated email sequence builds trust and shows off your expertise. And finally, conversion, where you make your offer to an audience that is now warm, engaged, and actually ready to buy from you.
Now, as you're putting all this together, your emails, your sales pages, there is one huge mistake you have to avoid. Almost everyone does this at first, and it just kills sales. They sell the features of their product, not the benefits.
Let me break it down for you. It's super simple, but so powerful. A feature is a fact. Our app has a calendar. A benefit is the outcome for the customer. Our app helps you manage your time better so you can feel less stressed. Nobody buys a calendar feature. They buy a less stressful life. They buy a better version of themselves. Okay, so let's see what this actually looks like in the real world. This email doesn't start with a list of features. It starts right where the customer is, with their problem. How many leads slip through the cracks? Then it immediately shows them the promised land, the benefit. Automate the entire lead to close pipeline so you never miss an opportunity. It's all about their problem and your solution. Okay, so you've made your first few sales. Awesome. But how do you turn this into a real, sustainable business that prevents burnout instead of causing it? Well, the answer is one beautiful word: automation.
The whole goal here is to build a machine that works for you, 24/7 in the background. You use tools like ConvertKit or MailerLite to handle your email marketing. Platforms like Gumroad or Shopify take care of the payments and instantly deliver the product for you. And then a tool like Zapier is like the magic glue that connects all your different apps so they talk to each other. This is how you reclaim hours of your life every single week.
And this quote right here, it's the perfect philosophy for how to scale. The cow just grazes all day. That's the endless, low-impact hustle. The lion works in short, intense bursts, and then it rests. By building these automated systems, you free yourself up to work like a lion, focusing only on the big tasks that actually grow the business, and then you get to step away and recharge. So let's wrap this all up. Building a successful digital product business isn't about some magical, undiscovered idea you have to find. It's way simpler than that. It's about listening. Your audience is already telling you exactly what they need help with and what they are willing to pay for. The only real question left is, which of their problems are you going to solve first?